Hey everybody! I'm so thrilled with what we're gonna talk about. I guess the main question that we'll be raising is that, do I really need to be a Christian? Does it really matter? But I guess, that question is for you to decide how to answer that. I'm gonna answer that by just basically describing to you what it means to be a Christian, and I'm hopefully, at the end of the presentation, you'll have an answer. But before that, you look around, social media and internet here and there, there's a lot of voices and sometimes you don't know who to listen to. A lot of things are craving for our attention and vying for our following, telling us, oh, this is right, this is what you should believe in. And a lot of people now end up being confused. And because of that, people experience what we call relativism or subjectivism. It just basically means that's true for you, but not for me. But I guess if a society has that, we don't have a way of knowing what's right and what's just. Eventually, society will collapse. And then some people, because of that, will experience fear of what they're going to choose or what they're going to decide in their life. If I do this, what if it's true? Or what if it's not true? And it somehow cages them, not able to decide and live life to the fullest, I guess. And then we become cynic and ever doubtful of the things that people say, maybe because of the experiences we've had. Even, I'd say, among Christians, sad to say, a lot of people would say different things about Christianity, and maybe because of bad experiences, you might end up not believing anymore or being cynical about Christianity because you've had bad experiences or bitter experiences with people who would say something else, or Christianity, you should be like this, or whatnot. So what does it really mean to be a Christian? Could you really tell that I'm a Christian? Well, there's a funny story. I was serving in Detroit, Michigan when I was assigned in the US. There's an African-American girl who asked me, "What are you?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's basically asking where I came from, and then when I said like, "Yeah, I'm Asian," and she said like, "You ain't Asian." Anyway, that's a funny story. But my point is, could you really tell someone whether he or she is a Christian or not? I think it's good first for us to acknowledge that there's a ton of misconceptions or even stereotypes of Christians. I myself thought of that. But when I attended a seminar or a series like this, my mind or my eyes were really opened what it really means to live a Christian life. But before, I thought like Christianity is only for women, for weak people and sick and maybe old people. They're the ones who need God and who need to take God seriously, but me, not really. And Christianity is only for wimps. It's not cool for me. A lot of people would also think that, Christianity is only a convenient option. I'm here to chase my dreams. I'm busy with work, and when I have time, that's the only time that I'm gonna participate in Christianity. Some people might think also it's just like an escape from reality. Like, oh, life is so hard, but I have Jesus. I guess there's something right in that, but there's more to it. I'm gonna say more about that. How about you? What's your misconception or stereotypes of Christianity? So let me now describe to you what it really means to be a Christian. 1. It's having a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. Pope Benedict said, Christianity is not only a new philosophy or a new morality, but it's an encounter. It's having a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, the one who's risen from the dead. Only in that we become truly Christians. And what do I mean by having a growing personal relationship with Jesus Christ? It's basically getting to know Him, spending time with Him, being able to know what He desires. That's what it means for us to follow Christ, to experience His love and love Him in return. Some of the things, like say, oh, how do I do that? You're going to hear more of this as we go along in the series. It's going to be taught to you, or it's going to be described to you. What are the things that you really need to do so that you can actually have that? But yeah, having a growing personal relationship with Jesus Christ. I guess, I'd say if you have significant relationship or even like your relationship with your parents or your siblings, it's important that you spend time with them. You're getting to know them. You're able to know what ticks them, what irritates them, what pleases them. That's the only time that we can say, yeah, I'm growing in my knowledge and my relationship with this person. That's the same way that we're actually having a growing personal relationship with God. Second is experiencing the power of the Holy Spirit. Have you ever thought, like you really wanted to change, but you can't? You want to be somebody like this and maybe give up old habits, but you can't do it? Or maybe you want to do something, but you can't force yourself, or maybe like be able to like maybe serve or do some good deeds, and ask like, how do I do that? I just can't make myself do that. For us Christians, we are filled with hope. We become loving. I myself experienced a lot of changes in my life. I would attribute it because the Holy Spirit helps me, transforms me, gives me reason to change, not only for myself, not only for the people that I love, but for something greater than this world. Eternally, we want to become like God. That's what we believe in as Christians, and we believe that the Holy Spirit does the work for us instead of us just like striving, toiling, and it's as if there's nobody who's actually helping us. I remember when I was in UP Manila, we were doing classroom presentations. It's just basically you're going to invite people to an event in our group, in our Christian group. I could never imagine doing something like that, telling about God in front of many people. But I guess that's the power of the Holy Spirit, enabling me to do things that I thought I'm not going to be able to do. The third thing about being a Christian is participating actively in the life of the church. Now, you might think church, it's not only going on Sundays for like say a mass or a Christian service, or just doing like, ceremonial stuff, religious devotions and whatnot. Church would be you and me, us who believe in Jesus Christ and living a particular way of life so that we can follow God and change the world. It's being able to be present, involved in each other's lives so that we can support one another, urge each other to keep following God, and then in turn, love others. Imagine what we can do if we're actually living life together harmoniously, trying to love God. We're gonna change the world. We're gonna be able to bring hope, especially at this time. Whatever year you're watching this, you would know that in 2020, the world stopped because of COVID-19. And Christianity brings us hope, knowing that there's life beyond this. And living a life together as brothers and sisters, as a church, we're able to participate in the mission of telling people that, hey, you matter, life goes on, God is here with us. And then being able to really believe that and live it out, and having brothers and sisters, fellow Christians, supporting us in our journey in our Christian life. So, do I really need to be a Christian? Does it really matter? It's up to you. It's up for you to decide. But my prayer for you is that you might find really life to the full and desire that. But you can only find that, we believe as Christians, only when you experience Jesus Christ. And you'll continue living your life to the full until we reach heaven, as we continue to have a growing personal relationship with Him. So that's one for you, personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And then, you can't change on your own, but we can be the best versions of ourselves in the power of the Holy Spirit. So there's another P for you, power of the Holy Spirit. And then you're not alone. We got brothers and sisters living a life of fullness, of meaning, of purpose, and of love together as a church. Participate actively in the life of the church. So that's 3 P's for you. That's what it means to be a Christian. God bless you.